one and run, and they'd say, let's see, how many, let's see, goosey goosey gander, what you got yonder? And we'd say, more than you catch you one grab. And we'd keep running from one side to the other. And when you catch everyone on one side, that's the one that won the game. Oh, we just had a lot of games like that. And we pure played ball.
Did you ever make a fireball?
Oh, every
Tell
Christmas,
about that.
Every Christmas.
Tell about it.
They would twine into balls. That was about all the fireworks we had.
I can remember them myself.
Yeah. And soak them in kerosene.
Sounds like a bomb to me.
Yeah.
And
we'd soak them in kerosene and light them.
And what happened?
And throw them.
you'd divide up, half would get on one side of the house and half on the other. Throw them to each other. Yeah.
Throw them to each other with
them.
Needless to say, you threw them back pretty quick.
Didn't they burn?
Yeah, I don't know how you done it.
Yeah, you caught them and threw them back.
I can hardly remember that, but we
You threw in a hurry, that's what you did.
Yes, sir. It seemed like we had to wear gloves on our hands. I know we did. We had to wear gloves.
You didn't have sparklers or anything?
Yeah, I can remember sparklers.
My goodness.
I remember sparklers, but they didn't have a lot of these fireworks.
Well, what was Christmas like when you was little?
Oh, we didn't have cars to ride in. We'd get on a wagon, and when I got on up to court and everything, the boys would get the wagon, and they'd shoot firecrackers. Oh, I hated that worse than
the horses would run away with them.
Yeah, right, but they got used to it. And we'd go from house to house, and we'd say, Merry Christmas. Or they'd say Merry Christmas, and we'd say, give it here. And a lot of times they'd, yeah, well, Merry Christmas. Give us Christmas or something like that, and they'd always, by then they'd have their cakes cooked and everything, and they'd give us a piece of cake or...
that was kind of like Halloween.
Yeah, it was sort of like Halloween.
Go all over the place?
Yeah, and we'd have big Christmas trees. Oh,
what do you have Christmas?
Even in the church, they put up trees in the church.
Did you get anything under them? Did you have any gifts?
Yeah, we'd exchange gifts
like
at the church. But we
just
have simple little things at home. We didn't have much to spend, for.
Because there were so many,
So many of us and everything, and not too much.
Can you remember ever getting anything?
But we got fruit. When we'd get oranges and apples and raisins, they'd dry them. Back then they'd take raisins that big and dry them, and they were good. And they'd come in a certain box. They'd come in a long box, and they were so good.
Can you remember what the weather was like at Christmas around when you were little?
Yeah, it was a lot of times it's like it is now. It was warm. You could get out, and, like I said, go to the wagon and go places, and
Did they cook anything special on Christmas for dinner?
Oh, yeah, my mama always had one of them turkeys she raised.
Well, where did y'all have it? We'll probably just have it inside?
Yeah.
In the hallway? Well, would y'all have extra company, or would it just be...
Yeah, a lot of times we would, yeah.
Well, I've always wondered, the old man Bites that was in the little room, or whatever his name. Can you remember him at all? The one they told me was coming down through the hall.
Oh, yeah.
You remember him?
He was an old man that would just come through every now and then. And he would always make it his rounds to get to my daddy's house. And I don't even remember where he lived, and that's about it. It seemed like he lived up around Headland. And every now and then he'd come, and he was an old, sort of a wacky man.
Ugly?
Yeah, huh?
Was he ugly?
Yeah, sort of an old...
Was you scared of him?
Not really, but he was just, I don't know what it was, but my dad would take up time with a lot of just stragglers sometimes, just taking in.
She said everybody and his brother would come over there.
Oh, I could tell something that's real interesting.
Go ahead. That's what we want.
About, Joanne Mims' grandma's old man was one of the men that would come down, and every time he put his horses or his mules, he drove a black wagon with his wares, And he'd always make it to my daddy's house.
Oh, what?
And he sold stuff like a rolling store, and he'd have old-timey things, kind of like we called them counterpanes. Counterpanes. They were bedspreads.
Oh.
They were beautiful. And he had scissors of all sorts, and well, just all sorts of home things, you know. And for staying there at night, my daddy always let him stay there overnight, you know, and put his mules in the pen in the barn with ours and everything. And he'd always give them something, you know, for taking him in for the night. See, he could just go so far in one day. And he'd always make it there with his wares, and I never will forget him giving my mama, I don't know who got that counterpane when Mama died.
A bedspread.
It was the prettiest thing, and he'd give her sometimes nice scissors, and just...
You had a rolling store?
Yeah, it was a pure rolling store.
That's something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And a lot of times you'd swap them eggs and stuff for stuff.
Now that come on later on in life. This was way back when I was...
But I want to get the way back now, and then you can come on with the later.
I'd enjoy getting over. His name was Offord, old man Offord. It was Joe Ellen's grandpa, her great-grandpa. It was Joe Ellen's great-grandpa.
I can remember them talking about Granny Offord.
Yeah, I knew Granny Offord.
Did you?
Well, it was her old man.
Now, is that on Tommy's side or
Dorothy's side?
It was her mother. Was it her mother or grandmother?
It was her grandmother. Her grandmother sort of had to raise her, because her mama died when she was little. Yeah.
Well, what else you remember about your childhood, your younger childhood? Who did you sleep with at night? Did you have a room by yourself? Or
Well, us three girls had to sleep in that little just side room. Dex and Peacey always slept together. And they always would put me to myself. I don't know whether I kicked or what I done, but they'd always put me in a bed to myself, and they slept together. I don't know. Well, I was close to them, but it seemed like they were a little closer together than me and Betsy, or me and Peacey.
Because you were the baby.
I was the baby, and I don't know.
You slept in the same room with them?
Yeah, same room.
Y'all tell ghost stories or anything at night when you lay down?
You ever get scared?
Yeah, we'd giggle sometimes.
Did you ever get up and go sleep with Granny Lizzie or Grandpa J.R.?
Oh, yes. Even after I was grown, and they'd bring people back there to bury them, I'd make them put that coffee
Well, tell about them
my mom and daddy's.
Tell about them bringing them back to bury them.
They bring them to your house?
Yeah.
They'd lay out there?
They casted them.
I don't blame you for not sleeping by yourself.
Aunt Rachel's youngest boy got drowned, and they brought him back there.